US Open 2025 live updates. Day 3 latest with Jannik Sinner, Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek in action. The 2025 US Open first round singles ends today at Flushing Meadows. Today it's the turn of Jannik Sinner, 1, Iga Swiatek, 2, plus Americans Coco Gauff, 3, and Tommy Paul, 14, to begin their final Grand Slam of the year, where shocks have so far been thin on the ground. Madison Keys, 6, is the biggest seed to fall so far in the women's draw, while Daniil Medvedev, 13, is the equivalent on the men's side. All even between Musetti and Petchi Pericard. Musetti 5-5 asterisk Petchi Pericard. Back and forth we go on Louis Armstrong. Neither player has even shown signs of having their serve broken in a first set that currently feels destined for a tiebreak. Petchi Pericard's composure, paired with his physical tools, is impressive, but Musetti's skill cannot be overlooked as the Italian really has his serve working in the early going. He evens the set by charging to the net and ripping a forehand past his opponent, letting out a yell in celebration. Swiatek looks calm and focused, while Arango's opponent Iga Swiatek, looking locked in, said the below. Speech balloon, honestly, I wouldn't call anyone a favorite. I'm pretty confident, but first rounds are always tricky, so I'm just going to keep my focus on the court. She has a different game style than most players. For sure I prepared tactically on how she played last week, so I'll be ready. Emiliana Arango, very excited for Swiatek matchup. Emiliana Arango spoke in the corridor to the court seconds ago. Speech balloon, definitely very excited. It's pretty cool to play in a stadium like this. I have certainly put in the hours in practice. I trust the work and I have faith it will come out the best way possible today. I've been on the grounds for 3 days and there are 2 songs I've heard the most. Please 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 and Birds of a Feather. The DJs at the US Open are clearly big Sabrina Carpenter and Billie Eilish fans. Before this year's French Open women's final, Coco Gauff had a decision to make. Rap or gospel music in her headphones before the match. When I'm feeling super nervous, Gauff said, I listen to gospel because I am like, okay, I need a higher power or something to calm me down. A player's choice of music might seem like mere superstition. But academic research has shown the type of music an athlete listens to before a match can have a surprising and consequential impact on performance. Christopher Ballman, an associate professor at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, says it can lead to increased focus and effort, more explosive performance and faster sprint speeds in a lab environment. It's both psychological and physiological, Ballman said. Dive deeper below. AT has been a successful US Open for the Brits so far. Emma Raducanu, Jack Draper and Cameron Norrie are all safely into the second round. 5 of their compatriots are hoping to join them today, starting with Katie Boulter and Sonny Cartle. Boulter is hoping for a strong end to a pretty rotten summer, but has a tough first-round test against number 27 seed Marta Kostyuk. Cartle has enjoyed a great season, but is also facing a top player in number 18 seed Beatriz Haddad Maia. A poor start on grandstand for Boulter, who has just been broken in her second service game. The other 3 Brits in action later on are Fran Jones, Billy Harris and Jacob Fearnley. Underway on Louis Armstrong. Musetti 2-2 asterisk Petchi Pericard. As fans file into Louis Armstrong on Day 3 in Flushing, they are greeted by a battle between Lorenzo Musetti and Giovanni Petchi Pericard. The players are on serve through 4 games. Even in the early going, this match is showing signs of potential and intrigue as the number 10 seed faces off against a talented 22-year-old that stands at a towering 6 feet 8 inches. Petchi Pericard's height and power is a unique challenge for any play here at The Athletic. We are committed to bringing you the most important news and observations from around the US Open. And so it would be remiss of us not to flag an important feature of yesterday's action, a new haircut for Carlos Alcaraz. Does it point to a more serious, locked-in mindset? Or just a bad trip to the barbers? Who knows? It did not stop Alcaraz from advancing to round 2, anyway. The first matches of the day have officially started here at the US Open, and if they bring as much drama and entertainment as the first 2 days of this tournament, we are in for a treat. Stick with us for all the latest scores around the courts. ESPN/ESPN+. 2 players who keep running into walls after building momentum meet at a Grand Slam. Boulter, who started the year running Iga Swiatek close, is 7-8 since the French Open. Kostyuk has made promising runs at several tournaments before either running into Sabalenka or injury. They both enter this event with a question mark against their name, but the matchup could produce fireworks. ESPN/ESPN+. Two players who keep running into walls after building momentum meet at a Grand Slam. Bolter, who started the year running Iga Swiatek close, is 7-8 since the French Open. Kostyuk has made promising runs at several tournaments before either running into Sabalenka or injury. They both enter this event with a question mark against their name, but the matchup could produce fireworks. ESPN/ESPN+. Two players who keep running into walls after building momentum meet at a Grand Slam. Bolter, who started the year running Iga Swiatek close, is 7-8 since the French Open. Kostyuk has made promising runs at several tournaments before either running into Sabalenka or injury. They both enter this event with a question mark against their name, but the matchup could produce fireworks. ESPN/ESPN+. Two players who keep running into walls after building momentum meet at a Grand Slam. Bolter, who started the year running Iga Swiatek close, is 7-8 since the French Open. Kostyuk has made promising runs at several tournaments before either running into Sabalenka or injury. They both enter this event with a question mark against their name, but the matchup could produce fireworks.